Deep in the heart of a sun-dappled forest, nestled high in the branches of a grand old oak tree, lived a little bird family. Among them was a tiny fledgling named Chirpy. She was fluffy and bright-eyed, and her heart was full of dreams of the endless blue sky. Every morning, Chirpy would perch on the edge of her cozy nest and watch, wide-eyed, as her brothers took to the air. They would leap from the branch, their wings catching the breeze, and soar in graceful circles. They'd dip and dive, their happy chirps echoing through the trees. Chirpy yearned to join them, to feel the wind beneath her own wings, and see the world from above. "It's your turn, Chirpy," her mother would coo encouragingly. "Just take a deep breath and leap." Chirpy would gather all her courage. She'd shuffle to the very edge of the branch, her little heart thumping like a drum. She would look down at the dizzying drop, then up at the vast, inviting sky. She'd flap her wings, just like she'd seen her brothers do, a frantic, hopeful flutter, and then she'd leap. But instead of soaring, she would tumble, a clumsy little ball of feathers. She'd fall a few feet before catching herself on a lower branch, her heart sinking with disappointment. "Oof!" she'd peep, shaking the leaves from her head. Her brothers would swoop down, twittering with concern. "Are you okay, Chirpy?" "I'll never fly," she'd sigh, her voice barely a whisper. Tears would well up in her eyes, making the whole forest blurry. "My wings just don't work like yours." One afternoon, as she sat sadly on her branch, a friendly squirrel with a bushy tail scampered up to her. His name was Squeaky, and he had seen Chirpy's struggles every day. "What's with the long face, little one?" he chattered, offering her a nut. Chirpy sniffled. "I can't fly, Squeaky. I try and I try, but I just fall." Squeaky twitched his nose thoughtfully. "You know," he said, "the first time I tried to leap from one tree to another, I landed right in a puddle. It wasn't my best moment." Chirpy giggled a little. "The secret isn't to be perfect on the first try," Squeaky continued. "The secret is to not give up. Look at you. You're already stronger than you were yesterday. Why don't you try again tomorrow?" Squeaky's words were like a warm sunbeam on Chirpy's heart. He was right. Maybe she couldn't fly today, but what about tomorrow? So, the next day, Chirpy tried again. She flapped, she jumped, and she fell. But this time, she managed a little flutter that slowed her descent. It wasn't flying, but it was something. Every day became a new lesson. She practiced flapping while holding onto the branch, feeling the muscles in her wings grow stronger. She studied how the wind rustled the leaves, learning its secrets. Each attempt, she got a little bit better, a tiny bit more confident. Squeaky was always there, cheering her on from a nearby branch. Then, one glorious morning, something felt different. The air was crisp, the sun was warm, and a gentle breeze was whispering through the oak leaves. Chirpy took her place at the edge of the branch. She took a deep breath, not of fear, but of excitement. She looked at the sky, and this time, she saw not an impossible height, but a beautiful invitation. She closed her eyes, pictured herself soaring with her brothers, and believed. She believed in her strong wings, in all the days of practice, and most of all, she believed in herself. She flapped her wings a powerful, steady beat and leaped into the open air. And this time, she didn't fall. She dipped for just a moment, and then, with a mighty push, she rose. The wind caught her, lifting her higher and higher. It was the most wonderful feeling in the world. She opened her eyes to see the forest spread out below her like a green carpet. She could see the winding river sparkling in the sun, and her family's nest looking so small. A song of pure joy burst from her beak. She wasn't just falling, she was flying. Her brothers chirped with delight and flew up to join her, and together they danced across the sky. From that day on, Chirpy soared through the forest, her heart full of courage. She knew that falling isn't failing, and that believing in yourself is the first and most important step to truly flying high. Thank you so much for joining me for this little story today. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more stories that lift the heart. Until next time, keep believing in yourself.